as you hear this episode of When I'm Podcasting, you realize if we're not already in fall is here. And fall is cuffing season. Cuffing season is when the weather gets a little bit cooler. The leaves change, the weather gets a little bit comfier, and a woman might want to have a little more body heat. They want to have the warm embrace of a man, or it could be the other way around, I don't know, where you also might have a woman that wants to go ahead and find a guy to hook up with so they can celebrate the holidays with, so they're not alone. So they can have somebody whose house they can go to for Thanksgiving dinner, who's going to buy them Christmas presents, who's going to be there and take them out on New Year's Eve and kiss them when the ball drops, only to dump said guy on Valentine's Day. It's kind of the routine. I know because I've been there. I had that happen to me many times. And the funny thing is that my birthday rolls into cuffing season. It's actually usually the same week as Thanksgiving, as a matter of fact. That kind of sucks. So cuffing season can happen where, like, okay, they never really had a phrase for it, but for many years, I remember I would find girls that were much more susceptible to date me if I was trying to pursue. You'll notice if you try to ask a girl out on a date, you have probably a better chance of getting hooked up with her now. You might not get anything from her, but you'll get a chance to date her because it's cuffing season, for the intent of trying to go ahead and meet up. Now, there's a story I'm going to take from the Toronto Star that talks about this. And they make the point here of saying that when you're doing cuffing season, that you want to determine or define the relationship, or DTR. So the term to describe the relationships that people seek out at the start of the fall, when they have someone to hibernate with through the winter on the way. A behavioral scientist dating coach Logan Urey says, quote, "It's critical that you have the defining the relationship, or DTR, conversation with anyone you've been seeing this summer." That usually happens now. I don't know if I've heard about during the summer and then it turns into cuffing season. I've heard of that. But that's Toronto. It just, gets just cold sooner, It's like they can only get like a month of hot weather and it goes cold, I guess. I don't know. Something like that. Anyways, the conversation helps you get a line and protects you from falling into a situationship or an undefined romantic relationship. Is it not friends with benefits, basically? Situationship. Now, Urey is a director of relationship science at Hinge, the online dating app, saying that psychologists describe two ways couples transition to the next stage of a relationship: deciding or sliding. Deciding means making intentional choices about relationship transitions. Those who slide slip into the next stage without giving it much thought. And couples who decide tend to enjoy healthy relationships, and that the conversation is a great way to decide your way through a relationship milestone. So it helps you save time, because if you and the person are dating are on the same page. If you are, great. You can take a sigh of relief and put even more effort into making the relationship work. If you're not, wouldn't you rather know than waste your time in a relationship that isn't what you thought it was? So DTR gathers the information you need about making the right choice for yourself. Well, that's all well and good, Logan, but we know that there could be a lot of manipulation. There could be a lot of persuasion that goes on. And something about the weather changing, about the holidays coming up, and the intent. Let's just be honest. Some modern women, they'd rather not be alone. When they want to say, I can do what I want. I can do whatever. I can do what I want. I can be the kind of career I want. I can go where I want. I don't need a man. But then for some reason, there's still this thing about, well, they can't be alone at Christmas. They got to have somebody to go and bring home the Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner. Or they got to have someone to go out with so they're not alone when the ball drops on New Year's Eve, right? They all can't be like me, who during the holidays come up and just think about riding for Uber and make money off of that. Because I do. I make good money on Thanksgiving Day, make good money on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and I do pretty damn good on New Year's Eve, which is the Super Bowl of Uber. Like, I look forward to New Year's Eve now more than ever, being an Uber driver, because of the fact that, to get out on the road, maybe 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever. Get on the road, start taking people right away and making some quick money right off the bat. Taking people to dinner, taking people to different people's houses, taking people to parties right before the ball drops, and then maybe taking 1 or 2 rides after the ball drops just for good measure, and then heading home with $400 or $500 in my pocket. For some, might be $600 to $1,000 in one night driving around. That's the fun of Uber on New Year's Eve. So that's just the thought. For me, that's what I look at in my mid-40s, as opposed to in my late 20s, early 30s, getting caught up in cuffing season, where I just felt like, okay, I'm spending money for nothing September, October, November. Or the thought that I might have somebody around, and I know they're with me for cuffing season, so why stay with them in the first place? It doesn't make sense to me at all. And maybe you feel the same way. You could tell me what you think about in the comments. So there's more about this defining the relationship we're talking about here. There's a change they try to say here that with 2021 surrounding relationships and relationship status, something nice about classic traditional words that you can use to define your relationship with your partner, and for others to know your level of commitment. Now, if you've been having a summer romance that you aren't sure will transition into the new season, Yuri says there's no perfect time to have the conversation, so bring it up when you feel like you're ready to stop seeing other people and would feel comfortable making it official. And then it's a recommendation to talk in person. One strategy for tough talks is to communicate how awkward you feel, alerting the person to the fact you feel vulnerable, eliciting a more empathetic response. That's what the guys should be doing. For the girls, be clear with the other person about what you want to know. Be specific about what you need out of the conversation. Looking for clarity on your labels. Do you want to know if you're sexually exclusive? Are you hoping to complete the ultimate modern day romantic ritual, deleting your dating apps? Well, now, not just that. If you're really serious about dating somebody, if you feel like you found the one, don't worry about just deleting the dating apps. Are you able to go ahead and delete any previous girl's phone number off your phone? Gone, goodbye, sayonara, peace out. Can you do that? Because that's the real test. That's what I tell you anyway. Take that from your Uncle King of Podcasts right here and see what you think. So anyway, that's what I'm going to say for right now, and I'll talk to you next time.